what would you say to the person that feels like they have lost the one?
I think to feel that, it is understandable. It's completely understandable. You can have had the greatest love you've ever had, and you feel like, well, I don't have that anymore. That's been ripped away from me, maybe by choice, maybe not. And it's normal to feel some level of grief over that. What I would say is to think that's the only feeling of that love you're ever going to have again is really underestimating the capacity of the human heart for love. Our capacity to love is actually quite unbounded. Like it's astonishing how people can love again after going through the most terrible losses. Again, through my coaching, I've been lucky enough to see people's progress over many years, and people who did really feel like, I've given up. This is it for me. Some people just feel like, I'm not going to be able to meet anyone new because I was in a 20-year, 30-year marriage, and I'm 55 now, and maybe this is it. Maybe that's game over for me. I've seen those people go on to have to start new relationships, who've written to us saying, I didn't think this could ever happen again, and I've met a wonderful person, a wonderful man, and we're going to build a life together, and we're going to go traveling, and we're doing this. And so that's not me to sell this fairy story of like, oh, it's all just going to work out. But I think that this idea of the one really gets people stuck in a cul-de-sac, in a place where they're like fearful. Maybe that was it for me. That was my one. That was my love. And I've heard these theories before. Some people say you get 3 great loves in your life, and that's it. And it's like, have I had my 3 great loves already? Is that it? And again, even just looking at my own life, okay, I'm a relatively young man, but I've had times where I've had horrible breakups, and I thought, like, how am I ever going to get over this person? How am I ever going to move on from them? And you think about them every day, and you can't eat and you can't sleep, and you might think about them months and months and months after the relationship. But you do eventually realize, it's like, wow, I've actually healed my heart several times. I've patched myself up. I've found someone new and fallen for them completely anew. And it's been a new relationship with new excitement to learn about them and different dynamics. And it's like, oh my God, I did it again. I am in love with someone new, and it happened. And again, I think that's when you approach life with an openness, realizing like my capacity for love is actually quite enormous. You can love many people. You have many. It's like saying I've got this many friendships in my life, and my heart has no more room to love anyone else again. It's like, that's not true. Your capacity for friendship is endless. Like you can love so many people in your life and have connections. And so, I think the one is something you choose. The one is the person you decide. Like, this is who my brother talks about it. My brother Matthew talks about it as building a castle. This is the person I'm going to build a castle with. This is the person I'm loyal to. This is the person we're going to look out for each other. We're going to be in love. We're going to build a life. We're going to give affection to each other, take care of each other's needs. That is a decision. And so you can lose someone really, really special. But I don't think in any cosmic sense there is this one chosen person when you arrive on Earth, and that's it. I mean, what if you never met that person? What if they live in, I don't know, New Zealand, and you never go to New Zealand? So your one was in New Zealand, in Wellington, and you never went to Wellington, so you didn't meet the one. It's no. I actually find the encouraging answer is way more optimistic, because it's like, look, people seem to find true love wherever they are. It's remarkable the amount of people who do it.
A coincidence.
Yeah, everywhere. London, Rio de Janeiro, Paris, wherever you are, it's people manage to find it. And actually our capacity for finding love is quite amazing, really. Because if it was so rare and impossible, you wouldn't, most people fall in love in their life. Most people find some kind of love in their life. So I'm actually very optimistic about people's resilience in that area. But it is a choice. You sadly can choose to remain in the past or in an old relationship that's long died, and you can choose to stay there forever. Some people do. And, you know, if you want to actually, if you do think I'm here on this earth for a limited time and I want to give more love and have more connection, you at some point have to decide that's enough now. Enough. I've given enough energy. I'm not going to recreate that. I've given enough energy to that person now, and now it's time to put my energy somewhere where it's returned.